What's up, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, and the broader markets. I want to break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward, talk about other factors out and why tomorrow is going to be a very important day. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link that's down below or use my QR code right over here to sign up. If you sign up for Moomoo with the link down below and deposit $100, you're going to get $20 of free Nvidia stock. If you deposit $2,000, you're going to get $50 worth of Nvidia plus a $100 cash reward. If you deposit $10,000 or more, you're going to get $300 worth of Nvidia plus a $100 cash reward. Or deposit $50,000 to get $1,000 of free Nvidia stock plus a $100 cash reward. You're also going to qualify for an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash, and the offer ends very soon, so use my links down below to sign up to get those free Nvidia shares. Anyways, as far as NIO is going, as you guys can tell, we have a bull flag breakout so far, and our support zone is between 6.8 and $7. As long as that holds, we're bullish. If we lose this, we could turn back down, but so far we're looking quite strong after some great news has come out. So as you know, for the American markets, tomorrow is going to be a very big day. Tomorrow is Wednesday, September 17th. And we're going to see if this data affects NIO or not. We actually have the FOMC meeting, the interest rate decision for the US. Then we have Jerome Powell giving a speech at the press conference at 2:30 p.m. So we'll see what that leads to. But NIO is still greatly outperforming the markets. The market was kind of flat, a little bit in the red today, but NIO is still pushing very nicely. This is happening as a result of what JP Morgan is telling us. They're giving NIO a buy rating and expecting an $8 price target, which is fantastic news in my personal opinion. So for now, we're looking bullish. We also have some nice ratings. We have 6 buy ratings, 5 holds, and then a single sell rating from analysts. But all in all, JP Morgan remained more bullish, and they're once again anticipating an $8 price target for the share price. Freedom Capital Markets is saying to hold on to your NIO shares, which is not too bad. But they did say that right before it started to break out more. If you had been buying during that time, they said that you'd still be up anyways. The price-price ratio is climbing, which is some good news. And then on top of this, when it comes to seasonality, Wednesdays are known for being green at least the majority of the time, 54% of the time. And we're going to see what happens at least moving forward, so just keep that in mind. On top of this, when it comes to NIO Day 2025 is almost here, and the NIO band is back with their new theme songs. That's good news. And then on September 20th, I think there's going to be a lot of optimism approaching NIO Day. We'll see if we continue to push approaching that. It is quite bullish, at least thus far. So NIO is looking bullish with this bull flag breakout, but here's the thing about this. As long as we hold 6.8, we're going to likely continue to push for 7.5. But if we lose that, we're going to be turning lower for like 6.43. For now, we're going to be favoring upside for 7.25 or above, and I think we're doing a fantastic job, at least thus far. On top of this, our earnings calendar looks like this. We're still looking quite decent. There's just minor earnings coming out, at least for the week, nothing way too serious, which is why the main focus is going to be on FOMC. Looking at the American inflationary data, you guys can see that core CPI is kind of flat, but all item CPI did still go up a little bit. So will that affect Jerome Powell's tonality tomorrow when he gives his speech? Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the interest rate decision. Then we have the economic projections after that, followed by the press conference at 2:30. There's a 96% chance the Fed is going to keep rates the same at 20. Not keep rates the same. Cut by 25 basis points. Excuse me, guys. Cut by 25 basis points, and there's about a 4% chance we see a cut of 50 basis points. So we're going to most likely get a 25 basis point cut. And our Treasury Secretary is saying that this is mostly priced in already. So will that cause some kind of downside move for the markets? Most likely, yes, but it also depends on Jerome Powell's tonality. He could still launch the markets or dump them. You can't always predict that, so you want to be very, very careful nonetheless. So as far as NIO is going, we're looking bullish, especially as we approach NIO Day. If we lose 6.8, we're looking for 6.43-ish. If that fails us, we could turn back down. But as long as we're above this, we're going to be favoring the 7.5 area as our bullish target, as more upside is there. In terms of SPY, I'm going to be very, very cautious because we have a rising wedge, but are we going to see one more pump? Is this going to be a trap, and do we break out thanks to Jerome Powell? Or is the rising wedge going to lead to us basically rejecting and start to dip back down as a result of FOMC? We'll see, just to be safe. So you want to be very, very careful to see if the rising wedge pans out. If we break 662, we're bullish, but if we lose 616, can't hold it. Watch 658. If that fails us, I expect 655 or below. There's a rising wedge, so the risk is to the downside, but we'll see just to be safe as I can't make promises about FOMC. The QQQ also has a rising wedge. Are we going to break past 594 to break out higher? Do we end up losing 588 to dip? I'll be watching our support, especially around 590 to see if we turn back down or not. So be very, very careful nonetheless. For the IWM, there's a slanted head and shoulders here. If we lose 236, we're looking for a dump. If we break past 240, we're looking bullish. I would not be surprised if we bounce and start dipping to 236 or below. BS is dipping a bit. Watch 66.57. If that holds, we're bouncing. If not, we could be dipping back down towards 66.32. For NQ, we could be retesting 24,427. We'll see if we bounce. For Bitcoin, we're also trying to push higher for basically 117,000. If that breaks, we're going higher. If we lose 115,000, we're turning back down. So for now, there is actually some upside potential. Tesla's holding up nicely, forming a potential bullish wedge. If we break 425, we're looking for 440. But if we can't hold above 425 and reject, forming a double top, we could return to 402. So if 402 fails us, we're bearish. If 425 breaks for bullish, we're in the middle for now. Nvda is showing some weakness. We have kind of like an inverse cup and handle unless we get back above 178. We're going to be favoring the low 170s, and that could be a little bit weak for tech. Apple needs to hold above 240. If we don't, we're going to be at risk of dipping to 235. So we'll see how well it does depending on FOMC. Palantir might be retesting 167.5, and we'll see if we bounce after FOMC. AMD might be retesting 157. We'll see if we get some kind of bounce or not. Coinbase might also retest 322, and we'll see if buyers defend. Amazon might be retesting 232, and we'll see if buyers defend as well. Meta could be retesting essentially 773, and we'll see what happens from there. And then Google's going to be favoring 245 as their potential target. Microsoft also has supported 507. We'll see if we bounce. Otherwise, we do expect some downside. The VIX is also starting to break out here. If it continues, this could be a sign the market's about to see some downside. But it all depends on FOMC, so promises can't be made. And if the market comes down, will this drag NIO down with it? We'll see about that. For now, as long as we're above 6.8 to 7, we're looking for 7.25 to 7.5 as our targets, and we look more bullish. So we'll see what happens from here on out. But with that being said, guys, I want to kind of conclude the video from here. I think that NIO could slowly uptrend for $8 as long as we don't lose any major support because of what JP Morgan has said, and also because of a lot of optimism approaching NIO Day and their sales that are improving. So overall, I think we're doing a great job at holding up, and there is upside potential, but make sure you watch your levels and be a little bit cautious tomorrow since we have FOMC. And honestly, guys, FOMCs are hard to predict. It depends on what Jerome Powell, the big guy, has to say and what we get from our data. You never know, guys. So you always want to be unbiased and be very, very careful with FOMC days. We can't make promises until we hear what the big guy says, what kind of reaction we get. Until then, I just want to wish you all the best. We'll see what happens with FOMC for the US. And NIO still looks bullish nonetheless. As long as we hold our supports, we could slowly uptrend for $8. We're still looking quite good. Thank you for listening, and peace out.